Recording. Okay, so before we even start the lesson, what do you remember about perpendicular lines? They intersect at a right angle. Very, very good. So, perpendicular lines are lines that intersect and form a right angle, or what do we call that? 90 degrees. Based on this definition, highlight or circle the perpendicular lines in the figures below. Highlight or circle? Oh, okay. So, which ones are, or how do you know, how can you tell where your right angle is?
There's a box.
It's always marked by that little box. So here my perpendicular lines are these. So you can either highlight them or just make them a little thicker, darker, whatever. What about in the cone?
It's in the middle and it's to the left, right.
Yeah, that's center line right here. Now, you don't really need to know this for algebra, but what type of line is that? That bottom one?
That is the radius.
Radius. Good. Radius. Radius only goes halfway. What goes all the way? Diameter. Very good. Yeah. See, y'all remember something. Okay. The next one?
It's the square.
You find the square. And then house, I guess, casts a shadow. The side of the house and the ground. There's your perpendicular lines. So, in the next section, lines R, S, T, and U intersect to form a rectangle. Use your knowledge of rectangles to answer A through D. Okay? Which pairs of lines have the same slope? If we're talking about same slope, what kind of lines are we talking about?
Parallel.
Parallel lines. So which pairs is two, which pairs of lines form parallel lines? Yeah.
What's his name?
Give me two lines that form parallel lines.
U and R. Or no.
Parallel.
And T.
U and T. Very good. U and T. All right, give me another pair.
S and S.
R and S, or S and R. R and S, S and R. Okay. Now it says find the slope of each one of those lines. Okay. How do we find the slope when your line is on a graph?
You rise over run.
Rise over run. So let's find the slope for R. We're gonna use. Let's use this point, and this is about to get a little messy. And this point.
Pregunta.
Respuesta. Bless you.
¿Qué no puedes usar los dos puntos que ya están ahí?
You can, but we're going to be using those for other lines. I mean, you're going to find the slope of all four lines, so it can get messy if you use those. All right, what's the rise here?
3.
3. What's the run?
2.
2?
-2.
-2. So, line R, 3 over -2. Let's find for S.
Wouldn't they be the same?
Why?
Because they're perpendicular?
Because they're parallel. Because they're parallel. Very good. Yes, it is the same. So -3 over 2. Now let's find the slopes of T and U. For T, I'm going to use, oh Lord. I'm going to use this right here. Okay, what's the rise?
2.
And the run?
3.
So positive 2 over 3.
And then so would you.
And for U,
It'd be the same.
we can use these 2 points. What's this? Because they are parallel, U will also have the same slope as T, right? All right. Now we're going to list the 2 pairs of perpendicular lines from each figure. So let's start with line R. Line R forms a perpendicular line with what?
T. U.
With T. So line R and line T form a perpendicular line. Let's try, what about line S? Line S forms a perpendicular line with?
T.
Also with T or with?
U.
Yeah. Now it says compare the slopes of one pair of perpendicular lines. What conjecture meaning what opinion or conclusion can you make about the slopes of any two perpendicular lines? So let's compare the slope of R and the slope of T. What's the slope of R?
3 over -2.
And then what's the slope of T?
2 over 3.
All right, what do you notice about those slopes?
Have the same numbers.
All right, they have the same numbers. What else?
That one of them is a negative. And then that the numbers are swapped.
One negative, one positive. The numbers are flipped. Okay, very good. Move to the front. You can move back there when we're done, but I don't want to hear that chit chat on my video. No, to the front. That's not the front, that's the middle. So, the slopes of perpendicular lines, when they have the same numbers, one negative, one's positive, and the numbers are flipped, these are called inverse reciprocals. You don't really need to know this word, though. Because we're going to learn an acronym to help us remember what to do with the slope of a perpendicular line. Or their inverse reciprocals. Slopes of perpendicular lines are also known as opposite reciprocals. Yeah, let's get rid of inverse reciprocal because I can't remember if that
Just IR.
They're opposite reciprocals. To find the slope, what you have to do is flip the fraction and change the sign. Flip the fraction, change the sign. So we use the acronym, and you guys have used this acronym for something totally different, but in algebra we use KFC. Keep,
Flip, change.
keep, flip, change. Keep, flip, change. You keep the same numbers, flip them, change the sign. Keep the numbers, flip them, change the sign. Okay? Keep the numbers, flip them, change the sign. KFC. And I know you guys use this maybe in 5th and 6th grade for your fractions whenever you were multiplying fractions with whatever. But no, we use this for perpendicular lines in algebra. Ready?
Beef and chicken.
For 1 through 4, you're going to find the slope of a line perpendicular to the given one, okay? Well, just like yesterday, we were labeling on parallel lines. We were labeling our first slope and our second slope with a little 1 and 2, like so right here. We have to do the same thing, but now, instead, with parallel lines, our slopes were the same, but with perpendicular lines, there's going to be changes. This is why I was trying to get you guys in the habit of marking your original slope and your new slope, okay? So, they give you an equation. You don't need the whole equation. All you need is the what? Slope. All you need is the slope from it. What is the slope of this line? 4/5. So we're going to write the original slope is 4 over 5. Now we're going to use, because we need a perpendicular slope, we're going to keep, flip it, and change it. So that 4 over 5 is going to change to, if you flip it, it becomes 5 over 4. If you change the sign, it'll go from positive to negative. So the slope of the second line, or the slope of a line perpendicular to it, will be negative 5 over 4.
Okay.
Let's go with number 2. You need the slope of the original line, bless you, of the first line. What is it? Negative 1/2. Because we're looking for the slope of a perpendicular line, you have to use KFC. So you keep the numbers, you flip them. 1 over 2 becomes And then you change the sign. So a negative becomes positive. And positive 2 over 1 is just what?
2 over 1.
2. You don't have to keep it in its fraction form unless you're graphing. Number 3. What is the slope of the original line? Now, because we need to keep flip and then change, we need something to flip. How do you change this into a fraction?
You put a 1 under it.
Okay, so now, and this is a positive slope, so now we can use K of C to change it to its perpendicular slope. Okay, so when we flip these numbers, it becomes what?
Negative 1/5.
We flip them, it becomes 1 over 5. A positive becomes a negative. Questions? Okay, everything else is pretty much going to be the same as yesterday. With this is the biggest difference. You have to remember you're going to keep flip and change, okay? All right, so our original slope is negative 10. So make sure you put that over 1 because we need something to flip. We flip 10 over 1 to become
1 over 10.
and then you change the sign to become
Positive.
so the slope of a line perpendicular is positive 1 over 10. Questions? All right. Number 5. We're going to write a line perpendicular to this one. Or we're going to write the equation of a line, right? Now, to write the equation of a line, you need 2 things. You need what? You need the slope and you need the y-intercept. Now, the slope of the original line is what?
3 over 4.
3 over 4. Because we need to find the perpendicular slope, we use K of C. Okay, so the slope of the new line is going to be
Negative 4/3.
oh man, why did I not put my fraction? All right, now do they give you the y-intercept?
No. Yes.
Yeah, the point that they give you is not a random point. If the x value is 0, if the x value is 0, that is the y-intercept. So our y-intercept is 3, okay? So we have both things that we need in order to write our equation. Our equation will be y equals what?
Negative 4/3 plus 3.
Negative 4/3 x plus 3.
X plus 3, yes. Please do not forget the x. If you forget to write x, you lose points, okay? Not trying hard enough. Number 6. Write the equation of a line perpendicular to this one, and it also contains the point negative 2, 7, okay? Well, the slope of the original line is what?
1/3.
Negative 1/3. So we use K of C to change it, and the slope of this second line is
3.
positive 3 over 1, which is
3.
positive 3. You flip those numbers. 1 over 3 becomes 3 over 1. Okay? Now, the point, we need the y-intercept, but the point that they give us, is it the y-intercept?
No.
No, it's a random point. So what can you use when you have a random point and a slope?
Point slope form.
Point slope form. Now, we just wrote the formula yesterday. I'm not going to rewrite it. Bless you. We're going to plug our numbers in. X1, Y1. What are we going to have written on the left side of the equation?
Y minus 7.
Good. Equals
3.
times
X minus plus 2.
x minus negative 2, and it changes to a plus sign. Yes. All right. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to distribute. 3 times x is 3x, and 3 times 2 is 6. And the second step? Yeah, most of the time when you're solving for y, the last step is to divide. But with point slope, the last step will always be to add or subtract. So you get y is equal to 3x, what?
Plus 13.
Plus 13. Okay, number 7. A line perpendicular to this one, and it contains this point. So The slope of the original line is what? 6 over 1, because we do need it in its fraction form in order to flip something, right? We have to have two numbers to flip. So the slope of the line perpendicular to it will be? -1 over 6. Okay? Now the point that is given to us is not a y-intercept. It's a random point. So we know we have to use point slope form. Okay? So on the left side of the equation, what would we write?
Y plus 5
Equals?
-1 over 6
Uh-huh.
times x minus 12.
X minus 12. Good. All right. So first step is to distribute always. But when we type -1 over 6 times what? -12?
Yeah.
Don't forget both of those numbers are negative. What is the result?
2.
+2. So +2. And the second step? Subtract the 5. Okay, so our equation ends up being y equals -1 over 6x
Plus 3. Well,
minus 3. Very good. Minus 3. All right. For the confusing part, remember, when you get questions that are talking about being parallel or perpendicular to the x or the y axis, it's very, very important that you draw yourself a little sketch, because it's very easy to make mistakes on these problems. Okay? So first thing they want us to do here is they want us to graph a line that is perpendicular to the x-axis. We know the x-axis is which one?
The one that goes left to right. And it's
The horizontal, right? So if we draw or if we graph one that's perpendicular to it, it has to be what?
horizontal.
Vertical.
Vertical. Remember, they cross at a perfect
Oh.
intersection. So we're going to graph a vertical line. And I put that at the -3. Because I know those boxes are very small. So, a line perpendicular to the x-axis. This time we're not drawing parallel. We're drawing perpendicular lines. It will be vertical. What do we use for vertical lines?
Bucks.
Bucks. So we know it's going to have what kind of slope?
An undefined.
Undefined. Okay. What does the x in bucks stand for?
X equals a number.
X equals a number, and in this case, x is equal to -3. So with perpendicular lines, yes. If you're perpendicular to the x-axis, your equation will be x equals. But parallel is where it's easy to make mistakes, because with parallel, let's go back, or let me go back. Even though the line, let me erase this. Even though my line is parallel to the x-axis, the equation is y equals. So you have to draw yourself a sketch, take a step back, take your time, write Hooy-Vux, do what you got to do so you don't make a simple mistake, okay? All right. Now we're going to graph a line that's perpendicular to the y-axis. Well, our y-axis is what?
Up and down.
Vertical. So a line perpendicular to the y-axis would be horizontal. Now I'm going to put it at the 4. Sure. Opposite. It'll be horizontal. What acronym do we use for horizontal lines?
Ahoy.
So the slope of this line will be
0.
0.
And y is a number equals a number.
So the equation is going to be similar. If it's the y-axis, my equation will be y equals -4. Can't see the negative there. Still can't see. There. So just keep that in mind. Be careful with these types of problems. Very easy to make mistakes. Write an equation for a line passing through the point negative 8, 11, that is perpendicular to the x-axis, okay? Well, we know that the x-axis is a horizontal line, so if it's perpendicular, we're going to be writing a what? It'll be a what kind of line?
Vertical.
Vertical line. If the x-axis is horizontal, a line perpendicular to it will be vertical. And the u in Vux is undefined slope. The x in Vux is x equals a number. Okay? So since we're writing the equation, my answer should be x is equal to a number. Now look at your point. X is equal to which one of these numbers? Negative 8. So that's the equation. X equals negative 8. Okay. Now they want us to write an equation perpendicular to the y-axis. Well, the y-axis is a vertical line, so a line perpendicular to it will be horizontal. And the slope of a horizontal line is
0.
And the
Y would equal a number.
equation is y is equal to a number. So I know my equation is y is equal to something, but y is equal to which one of those numbers on that point? 11. Yep. Always use your Hooyvux. It helps you a lot more than you think. Number 9. Write the equation of a line that is perpendicular to line B and passes through this point. All right, well, here we go. To write the equation of any line, you need the slope, you need the y-intercept, right? The slope of the original line, or the slope of B, we can find using what? Because it's a graph, what method do we use?
Rise over run.
Rise over run. And this one is pretty simple. What is it?
1 over 1.
1 over,
Negative 1.
yeah, don't make that mistake. 1 over negative 1. So if we use K of C to change it, the new slope will be what?
Negative 1 over 1. 1 over 1.
Positive 1 over 1. You flip the numbers, 1 over 1 changes to 1 over 1. The negative changes to a positive. So now we use this new slope. Yes, you can use point slope to find the y-intercept, or what you can also do is plot that point. So we're going to plot negative 4, 5.
Which is like basically right beside the line.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible. Anyway, it's basically right there. And from that point, I'm actually going to change colors. From that point, you're going to go up 1, right 1. So up 1, right 1. Up 1, right 1. Up 1, right 1. Up 1, right 1. So it's actually going to cross the y-axis at what number?
9.
9. It fell off the graph by 1 point, so it's okay to estimate or guess. If it's way off of the graph, you want to use point slope form. But since this one is only 1 box off of the graph, it's fine. You'll be fine. Yes, sir.
So like when we're writing down the equation, if we just put 1x.
So y is equal to
X.
1x plus 9. Now, yes, on the STAR test, they won't put the 1 there in your answer choice. But that's just something you should know. Okay? All right, last one. Number 10. Determine if lines F and G are perpendicular. Justify your answer. Well, they're crossing each other, so can we just automatically say they're perpendicular?
Oh.
No, you have to be able to what? Compare the slopes. You have to compare the slopes. So I'm always going to start with line. Yes, sir?
Couldn't you also find like the angles?
How?
Oh, good question.
Yeah, you're not going to have a protractor or anything. You're not going to have those things that they have in geometry to measure the angles. So, no, you have to be able to calculate it by hand. Okay? So the only way to do that is to compare the slopes of line F and line G. So let's look for the slope of line F. And then we'll look for the slope of line G. Okay. So for line F, give me 2 points that we can use for the slope.
We can use
-4, 0.
Oh, or 0, -4? Uh-huh.
And 2, 0.
Okay. So what is the rise
4,
and the run?
2,
Okay, so 4 over 2 gives us what?
2.
2. Okay. We're going to keep it in fraction form. So we're just going to use 2 over 1. Okay. Now line G,
We can use
0, -4 again, but what other one?
1 over 5. No,
1, -5?
1 -5.
Okay. So what's the rise
1
and the run?
-1.
Now look at those two slopes. Was 2 over 1 kept, flipped, and changed?
No.
No, because they're using what? Different numbers. You have to flip the same numbers in order for them to be perpendicular. So the answer is no. Slopes are not opposite reciprocal. In other words, there was no KFC done. Okay? No KFC was done to this.